HighBridge, a division of Recorded Books, presents How to Study, the program that has helped millions of students study smarter, not harder, by Ron Fry. Read by Patrick Lawlor. Introduction. Study to Succeed. Learning is its own exceeding great reward. William Hazlitt. As I began preparing this new edition, I wasn't sure how drastically I would need to change it. Had technology, from smartboards and smartphones to 1,000,000 apps and a zillion websites, so altered the educational landscape that many of the study tips and techniques I'd written about were obsolete? Thinking about all of the technological changes that have occurred in the last decade spurred me to rethink every aspect of this book. Were there now easier or more efficient ways to accomplish the same age-old study tasks? Were there new problems that had to be addressed? Were there suggestions or tools that were now hopelessly out of date? Since, as Montaigne declared, a man must always study, I am happy to report that today's successful student needs to master the same basic set of study skills. However, the most efficient way to master them, and especially the variety of tools available to do so, clearly have grown and evolved. So this edition of How to Study still includes hints, advice, and techniques for reading, understanding, and remembering what you read, taking notes in class, from your textbooks, in the library, and online, how to prepare for and do better on all kinds of tests, how to research and prepare great papers and oral reports, and how to organize your study schedule to get the best results in the shortest amount of time. But there are essential skills you may think have nothing to do with studying, and important steps you need to take right from the start that we will cover first. Here's where to start. Learning without thought is labor lost. Thought without learning is perilous. Confucius. Developing great study habits is like a foot race between you and your friends. Before you can declare a winner, you have to agree on where the finish line is. In other words, how do you measure your ability to use these skills? What's a good result? What's a poor one? But you can't even start the race until you know where the starting line is, especially if it's drawn at a different spot for each of you. Chapter 1 starts by explaining each study skill and clarifying how each can and should function in your life. Then you'll be given the chance to identify your own starting line. In Chapter 2, you'll learn the importance of where, how, and when you study, and you will start building the study environment that's perfect for you. There is no magic elixir in the study habit regimen. If math and science are not your strong suits, memorizing how to study will not transform you into a Nobel Prize-winning physicist. Nobody is great at everything, but everybody is great at something. So you'll also get a chance to rate the subjects you like and dislike, and those that are your best and worst. Chapter 2 also introduces some of the intangibles in the study equation: your home environment, attitude, motivation, and so forth. If you are dedicated to studying and motivated to achieve certain goals, all the other factors that affect your study habits will fall more naturally into place. A belief in the study ethic is one of the keys to success. Finally, mastering some other key components of the study process, learning to read teachers, developing mentors, dealing with perfectionism, the importance of flexibility, will help you get off to the right start. Reading and comprehension. Chapter 3 introduces the skills basic to any study process: reading and comprehension. No matter how well you learn to take notes, how familiar you become with your library, how deftly you operate online, and how doggedly you study for tests, if you are reading poorly, or not enough, and not understanding or remembering what you read, life will be difficult. Becoming a good reader is a skill.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?